Welcome back to the Farming Sims channel. This is episode 4 of Griffin, Indiana. Picking up from where we left off last episode, we completed our own field, and I also completed field 17 fertilizing contract. It was $21,000. That's that field in the background. It was a bit of a chill session for me, just sitting back and playing and relaxing. Not this time though. I got to make some cash. Got to make some money back from how much I've spent. And the best way to do that was still on day one. And there are a heap of contracts in the list. So I am going to tackle some of those. As you can hear in the background, there is a baseball game going on. This map has some very interesting sounds, background sounds added into it, just not your usual ones. There is a feeling when you go through the town. I noticed last episode at midday the bells were ringing in the church. There is a baseball game going on. There was noise sort of around the BGA and the sell points. Yeah, it's really interesting. The whole map is done really well, actually. Oops, sorry. So I'm set up for both fertilizing contracts and any corn, sunflower harvests. Our own field, we harvested sunflower as the start off, so that's what I've got. I'm not set up to do potatoes or sugar beets, even though there are some really high paying contracts in the contract list. Before I started the episode, I spent 5 minutes looking at the list. Yeah, so the plan for today is I'll alternate between fertilizing contracts and harvesting contracts. I've got $113,000 there. I'll probably need to make up some cash with those contracts so I can afford a normal crop header. Okay, so can we have a worker on that, please? Thank you. Looks like he's missed quite a bit of that. Slider in there, isn't it? Yeah. So one of the things with precision farming is that the contracts run like a standard game. You'll have 2 blue. There we go. It's updated now. It uses the blue for the fertilizer as it does in base game, and a light blue for your first and dark blue for your second. We should get a contract complete here. Yes, we did. And we'll finish this a little bit off here, but so there is a gap there, and in precision farming, I think the contracts are just dealt with in the same way that base game is. But when I completed that, we'll just have to wait here a second to look at the mini-map and see if it updates. And there we go, it updated as in the base game any areas that I missed. It completes the entire field for you. So you don't have to worry about small areas that you might have missed, just as in the base game. Let's just leave that there for a second, because we might do another contract over on that side with the fertilizer being over there. Okay, so this is sunflowers. So when I post this video, this will be my 5th video, and it's my understanding that the channel will really become an actual channel at that point. You need 5 videos on your channel for you to be recognized as a channel where someone can search for content and you will appear, or my videos will appear in their list. But I really appreciate my friends who have watched these first videos. The only way for me to put the videos out is through, because I'm a console player on PlayStation 4, I can tag 10 friends and notify them that I have posted a video. And they have been watching the videos actually on PlayStation. On PlayStation, it's had a decent amount of views for my first video, which was only a little over a week ago, or 2 weeks ago by the time I post this. At the moment I'm posting an episode or 2 each weekend, maybe one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Last weekend I did a test video for precision farming. It looks at the base game yield, and then it compares the base game yields with exactly the same fields in with precision farming turned on. It was my understanding or assumption that precision farming was a little bit more difficult and I wouldn't get yields which were as good as the base game. And I think maybe I wasn't the only one that assumed that. In talking to friends online, it seems like that was kind of the assumption all round. There we go, we've already done that. And in turn, it wasn't all that obvious whether precision farming was more profitable, especially if your soil types were not of great quality. So I picked field 16 because in this game, because it's got quite a good yield return of 112%, I think it is. And I was thinking that was 112% over maybe that field in base game, but it doesn't necessarily turn out that way. The yields seem to be significantly higher in precision farming compared to base game. And because I've only just started really using it since the first update that they did to it, I'm not really sure if it's always been that way, but definitely since the update the yields are much higher. And we're about to find out whether contracts can be complete and which ones we might have a little bit of trouble with. There was a lot of players talking about contracts couldn't be complete for harvesting contracts. And for example, I have no idea what fertilization state uh, field 26 was in. But in the future, I'll be able to make sure fields are fertilized by doing the contracts. But when you first start out on the map, day one, it's impossible to know what. And because precision farming doesn't actually show you on the map what all the fertilization states look like, as it does in base game. So what I would normally do is just go to the filters window here for soil composition, and we can see 26 has got a flowered state that needs removing, and it wouldn't have been limed, so we can assume the lime is not that great, and we can also assume maybe that it wasn't double fertilized, or it may have been, it may have had one maybe, but I have no idea. So when looking at the field itself in this window, I can see that it was 103%. Now with the plow state problem, and let's go and sell it. With the plowed state problem, the lime issue, obviously, and possibly a lack of fertilizer, then this might be really close, especially on a small field. You don't have a lot of leeway here in what might be left over. Now, I'm pretty sure this said the co-op. I probably should double check that. Let's double check that. Yeah. Posey County Co-op. Now that's right next to the shop. So I think I really wanted to do that test video at the beginning of this series so that during the series I can sort of monitor. Well, we don't want to go past that. So I can monitor if I do have any contract problems with harvests. And the other thing I want to probably do with that test video is maybe. So the point I was making earlier about sounds in this map, this cell point is. So is my tractor, but contract finished, and we got an extra 2,490. Well, to be honest, that's not great. I would have to assume by that amount of extra crop that we got there, I would have to assume that with the plow and the lime and probably no fertilizer, because that was quite close to missing actually. So it'll be really interesting to see which ones we have problems with. So I think I'm happy to park this here. And we'll switch to the fertilizer. I am fairly familiar with the map layout here. So we're looking for a contract with fertilizer on a small number under 9. And the reason for that is the map numbers, the field numbers, sorry, are all under 9 over here. 11 is here as well. 12 is here as well. So other than 9 and 10, everything under 13 is on the west side of the map here. So let's have a quick look on the contracts. And we're looking for fertilizing under 13. It's fertilizing 13. It's fertilizing 2. Now 2, that's 4 and 5 just there. 2's going to be... Okay, the one on the left here. So the other thing I typically do is the problem edge I usually start with. So I'll give myself a... I'll give myself an edge here. And while he's running there, I will check my next harvesting contract. So 8 was the other one. It was corn. So I'll grab the harvester. Oh, what I should do is just check this far edge. Maybe I'll run along this back edge. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Yeah, we've kind of got a creek, and he's not gonna want to run along that edge there. So we can fix that. And we should be able to push through a few of these quite quickly. Well, we know 8 is next, and we'll be looking for setting up a fertilizing contract after that. So 8's there, and it wants to go to none better milling, which is up the top. Next fertilizing contracts are 23, 24 over the other side, which is fine. Normally what I do is work from the bottom up, so that you're not losing any contracts where the farmer themselves of the AI actually completes contracts and they disappear off the list. But on day 1, they don't really feed into the list sort of in a sequential order of when they're ready. They just sort of appear. So they're kind of all scattered at the moment. Man, if I could afford to hit these potato harvests, I actually would, because I need that cash, because there's 2 of them here, 150 and 90,000 basically. So 240,000 in potato harvesting is in the list at the moment. We didn't accept. We want 8. Okay, we should be good to go. Yes, we are. Okay. So almost got this one done. So it'll be interesting to see here. I didn't look at what the percentage was, did I? Did I look at the percentage? I can't remember what the yield percentage was on this field. I don't think I did look. Alright, let's finish this up. We'll have a quick look at that. Oh, they're still up the top. I have missed some. Just in case it, oh, we're going to hit that pole. Just in case there's more than 50% up the top. I don't think there is, but we will dump this into here while we're down here. While that's dumping, field 8 is, oh, wrong one, all the way over here, 105%. Okay, let's go, let's go. We're done. Okay, so we'll go and deliver this in a second. But when we do drive past, oh, that's a heavy load of corn there. Okay, cruise control is on. We'll be looking for the next, did we say 27's at the top, I think. It was really 30 that I was looking for, wasn't it? 30. Yeah, that's our own farm field. So here we are at the sell point. Let's have a quick look at percentage. 84. Well, that could be enough. Now, the other thing that I normally notice is if the contract is worth $3,000, then I usually expect $9,000 or around about $9,000 from the extra crop that's sold, and that was 4,500. So what it's almost doing is matching more like the amount that I'm getting from the contract is similar to the amount that I'm getting paid from the extra crop. Now, typically it's 2 to 3 times more than what you actually get paid for the contract. So in this case, if I was getting paid $3,500 or $4,000, I think it is, then I would have expected, say, 10,000, maybe as much as 12,000. But you know, probably probably as much as 9,000 I would have expected there from the extra crop. And same from the first one, it only gave us the same amount from for the crop, the crop sale, than what it did for the actual contract itself. So there seems to be a problem there, but it's basically the same problem that I discussed with the last field, field 26, and that is, did we say 30? We did say 30. So I did pay attention with my starting money today, and it was $113,000. So it picked up about 26 so far. Let's get that out there a little bit. That's a bit better. And I'll put a worker on that, because the next harvest will be a big one. It'll be the 18 down the bottom. So, well, that's a pretty narrow bridge. So I'll set this up for 18. So I think 18 is across the tracks and to the left. 10 should be right in front of us. Whoa, that's going to be close. Just made it. So I believe this is 18 just here, next to the shop. Yes, it is. Okay, that should be finished now. Let's have a quick look. I didn't miss too much. The worker missed a lot, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, okay, so field 30, 11,000 is nice.